In this video, we're going to be looking at how we can output a custom report template using an Excel document. In the previous video, we used a Word document to map out each of the data names into the relevant fields within the document that we wanted to show. The Excel integration works in a very similar way. However, to be able to support advanced Excel features such as data validation for drop-downs or conditional formatting and so on, we map the data names into the columns in a slightly different way. As per the last video, we're likely to have an Excel document with a template ready at hand that we just need to map the fields into. The way this works is slightly different in that each cell within Excel has a particular name or reference which we'll use to map. Here we can see name is C2, surname is C3, and so on. This is called the name reference for the field. To map each of these fields, what we can do is come and copy the data name to our clipboard, as we did earlier, and then paste that into Excel. So I'll right-click on the field, copy data name, and then jumping back into Excel, the only difference is rather than pasting it into the cell, we will then paste it into the name reference. Unlike the Word integration, you'll need to remove the dollar and the curly braces from each of the data names, and then press Enter. That's going to allow Excel to understand exactly where you want to put the data. Skipping ahead slightly, we can now see that each of these fields has the data name set within the cell. Similarly to the Word document, we don't need a big table to contain multiple responses. We can just simply have a single row here and allow Excel to grow the table as required based on the repeater within the form. If we come through and copy the data name for that relevant field and paste that in, we'll see that the repeater name has been prefixed, which tells Excel that it needs to grow that row based on each of the responses. Now that we've got all of these mapped, one helpful tip is knowing where to find the references if you ever need to come back and look at the mapping in the future. Under Formulas, select Name Manager from the list to display all of the mapped names ranges within your document. This will show you each of the names, the data names, and the cell that refers to within your document. If you ever want to remove any, you can select the entry and click Delete to remove that. In terms of uploading the file, this works exactly the same as the Word document that we did earlier. So if we come back into our workflow, under Create Report, we can now delete our Word document and select our new Excel document to use instead. Typically, if you're using an Excel document, you may want to set Save as PDF to No. Though you can PDF an Excel document, you may need to configure or consider your print areas or any other separate sheets within the workbook. Now that we've uploaded the Excel template, let's save that workflow and go back to the form that we submitted earlier. As we've only updated our workflow template, it's far easier to reprocess an existing form to test that output. Here from within the record, I'm going to select Actions and Reprocess and Confirm. Looking at the email here now, you'll see that we've got an Excel document attached, and inside, each of those responses has been placed into the mapped cell, including the repeater section that we created earlier. I hope this helps you get started with mapping your Excel templates, but if you have any questions at all, please do get in touch.